Chainlink is, like I said, in my opinion, one of the most, I mean, if not the most legit altcoin in crypto. And last bear market, it moved up. I mean, I haven't looked at the price, but man, this is like the time that, oh yeah, fuck, it is. Okay, well, Chainlink is being Chainlink again. This is badass. Man, maybe it is time to DCA into this on the next oscillation down. Wow. Okay. Interesting. I guess I take back what I said earlier, that Cardano looks to be like the most bullish chart. So it's right at that local high. Let me go to Cardano real quick. And Cardano is under, yes, so Chainlink is slightly more bullish than Cardano. Interesting. Huh, because almost everything is under its so on that May 12th dump, everything and its sister has this bounce here that made a local high on, like, you know, like the 4-hour chart, and you can see it pretty clearly like this. Everything is under here besides Chainlink. So but Cardano is about the only thing I could see that's consolidating under it like this. So when you see this pattern in a dump, you're always going to have trouble on whatever local high happens right before the dump, whatever that is. It's just how trading works. It's like a rule, and it's probably never going to change. It probably won't. This is one pattern so I'm giving you some fucking good information that's not necessarily about Chainlink. This is Bitcoin. This is the price of oil, the price of black market testicles. Whenever you see a big dump, whatever that local high is right before, that's where price will be attracted to, and it's going to have a hell of a time getting over. Does that make sense? And it rarely goes above it and lands on it. It usually comes up to it, gets rejected bad, and then goes down more or consolidates under it. So anyway, go back to Chainlink. Chainlink could just be making up ground because it was battered so much. But let's take a look. Let's do a downward facing channel here, and I will move this down because this is the new line that I need to be looking at. Actually, what was that line? Yeah, we'll just keep it there. And it is getting above it. Pretty, wow, that's actually pretty mega bullish, because this is the local high that I was talking about. And I said it usually doesn't go straight above and land on it. Ugh. So this is like exceptionally bullish. That's very interesting. However, to put it into context, I guess I can delete all these origin lines because they're freaking useless now because it broke out. Let me give me a second here. I'm going to have to go to is a 4-hour chart going to get me enough price history? Maybe 8-hour. 8 hours looking okay. No, let's see here. I'll do the 4-hour. All right, so you can watch in live how I make my channels. It's really not that hard. You just connect the most important lows, and then the way crypto and traditional markets move, I swear it's crazy, but I promise you it's exactly how it moves. It's all perfectly parallel. And that's why you use control, and you drag it up to the top. So whatever best fit line right there. So I would say this gets the top right. This one went over the top. So this was a fake out above the range, and then it came below it, got rejected, came below, got rejected. So this one got the top of the range, that didn't. And then I'm going to make should I make this a little longer? Yeah, because it might stay in here for quite a while. This could get the bear market bottom. All right, so let's do something like that. And now I will drag this up and make that one. And I'm going to give you a more precise guesstimate here of what's going on. So what I'm looking for here is a lot of activity in this box. And it's always in the middle, which is why EMAs work. And EMAs are not a lagging indicator. It predicts the future, I'm telling you, because price always goes back to the mean. You got your choice of what mean as in the average, right? But yeah, I'm telling you, like, people who do lagging indicators. No, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know how to use them is what it is. All right, mathematically they are, but the math predicts what's going to happen in the future. Why is this line not parallel? Why are these lines not parallel? Come on, Tim, we said perfectly parallel. What are you doing? There we go. So there are only 2 lines between each. Between the bottom and the point of control, and between the top and the point of control, there are 2 lines, and they should be roughly equidistant. It's rare that I see a channel where they're not equidistant, which means actually I should delete these and then drag these here like this. That means this is too low, or that's too high, or no, this is too high, or this is too low. Oh, yep, that makes way more sense. Okay, so it goes down to this wick. Yeah, they need to be equidistant. Like, I promise you, that's how ranges work in crypto. It's perfectly parallel and usually perfectly equidistant. And if it's not, so for example, if you ever make something I've learned over the years, if you make a range where it has like 3 lines between the top and the point of control, but the bottom only has 2 lines, that means you're doing something wrong. And you need to figure it out. That means you're not seeing something. All right, so now we have perfectly equidistant, perfectly symmetrical stuff. So what's happening with Chainlink is, gosh, it looks like it has a chance to break. If Bitcoin goes up here and rally, this is going to break out and it's going to be heavy. It's only going to hesitate there. It could go straight. I bet it would go straight to $13. Easy, easy, easy. This is going to be a pretty serious breakout if Bitcoin breaks up here. It's going to go straight to this box. Yeah, so if Bitcoin rallies to 40K, that would be 40% up, and Chainlink would outperform it. It would get 50 to 55%. And it would probably, because it's at such an important pivot of the top of this, what do you call it, the channel, and a pretty big horizontal, because when you zoom in here, I'm telling you, even though there's not a lot of price history here, I'm telling you, I already know it's true, before a dump, okay, that high that's made is always super important every single time, no matter what it is. Black market testicles, price of oil, doesn't matter. Bitcoin, price of toasters, doesn't matter. This is going to be really important. So this is even though this might not have a lot of historical stuff, but for short-term price action, it's going to be huge, and it intersects with this. So what's going to happen if it breaks up? You can bet your bottom dollar it's going to come straight back down and test this. I'm telling you, if things break up, that's what it'll do. So I could see it going like this, boom, break up to test something over here like this, and then it'll go boom, boom, and then it'll march up, something like that. There you go. And so what you just saw me do, and I'll zoom out and let you, take a snapshot if you want to on that. So the value in sitting there watching me do this slow-mo, like struggling to do it or whatever, like thinking out loud, but you just watched me do it live. I didn't prepare any of it. This is how I chart. And this is only one part of my analysis. This is only structural analysis. However, structural analysis is becoming a lot more important in my analysis, and it's helping me out so much. But I mix, so my style recently has gotten more and more structural analysis involved, but I historically use a lot of RSI and EMAs as primary, and candlesticks. I would say it's those primary, and then candlesticks and stochastics for momentum oscillators as like my main secondary stuff. But right now I'm adding a third, so I have 2 strong secondaries, stochastics and candlesticks, but I have 3 primaries: structural, RSI, and EMAs. That's how I rock and roll. And so this is only one part of it, but it's so glaring that I already know if Bitcoin does break up, that's how it's going to move. Do I know if it's going to break up? No, because I don't know Bitcoin's going to break up. Bitcoin's a freaking circus right now. No one fucking knows. It's literally ridiculous. It's all controlled by traditional market people right now. They're pissing with Bitcoin. Like, it's completely controlled. We all watched it print a perfect Wyckoff pattern out of a textbook. It's being completely controlled by big money. Like, it's embarrassing. Honestly, it's honestly embarrassing. So I don't know which way they're going to choose. And it's literally to that. But if they choose, the big theys, if they choose up, they're not pissing with Chainlink price. Chainlink will follow, and this is how it'll move. That I am extremely, like, it will come above, like, I'm extremely confident it will come above, come back down to retest, and then move up. If Bitcoin does make a path, even up to 35K, it's going to move similar to this. So I will zoom out, and I can make this, whatever, I don't even know where that came from, but I will make another box here. And I'm going to put it at the origin of what I'm talking about, right there, so you can see where it originates. And I'll make it like a more funky color here. Something like that, like McDonald's, red and orange or something. There you go. Because it's going to be, well, it was resistance, but there you go. And that would be up to 1350 if Bitcoin gets a rally at least up to 35K. I can see Chainlink getting up past $13, and that's how I would roll with Chainlink. Now you can mix other types of analysis within Chainlink, like you might have to go to, well, the 12-hour. Gosh, this is really bullish looking. My goodness, even the 12-hour EMA fill's flipping up hard. So it almost looks like it might want to come down and hit this EMA fill. It's going to do one or like that. Yeah, it's probably, so to make this a little more accurate, if Bitcoin breaks up, which I don't know, but if it breaks up, this will be pretty accurate. So it's going to hit this EMA fill. It's going to come to the top, hit the EMA fill, then bust up, then retest this, and then go up. So that's your EMAs, and these are just EMAs. But yeah, that's my price path to 1350 under the assumption that over the next 5 days, that Bitcoin is going to decide to go up. And isn't that a pretty chart? And I'll post this to both YouTube, just the post, and Twitter as well. But if you want to pause this and take a snapshot and do it yourself, again, the EMA fill stuff is, I use the 21 and 55, and I have it on the 12-hour chart right now. And to make the lines, I usually like making channels on the 8-hour or 4-hour because I can see better wicks and stuff. It's more accurate. So you can make, when you're drawing this, I would use the 4-hour chart because you get all the price history that's needed from the origin of it. And that's Chainlink plus a bunch of other info. That's Chainlink and how to, I might even, like, now that I recorded this segment, I might name this like how to set up channels like the cool way, like Tim does. All right. Anyway, there you go.